first thing I want to do is no more property tax on vehicles. 39 states have already done it. And property tax funding is mostly used to pay government employees, police employees, and a lot of people don't know that.
It doesn't go into the general revenue?
Some of it does, but not all of it. So, in doing that, on that stretch of land on I-70 between Blue Springs and Winsville, I want them to put a toll there. And that money will be utilized to take care of those employees' salary, obligation bond debts that are in place, and it will remove the burden off of the citizens' taxes.
So you're speaking about a toll road instead of the property tax?
I'm speaking about the funding for the toll road to be used in place of the citizens paying the property tax.
The funding of the toll road?
Correct. So.
Well, what about after the toll road has been built?
Correct.
What about that money?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let me be more specific. So, on a car, they say we pay 33.3% of the value of the car each December. I want to do complete.
1/3 of the value of the car.
1/3 of the value of the car, which is not exactly.
You have a tax on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Which is not exactly the truth. Because if you drive a Mercedes or a Range Rover or anything that is a luxury car, you're really paying 4.2%. And I know because I've
4.2% and not 1/3?
Not
Instead of the 33?
Instead of the 33.
So why is that?
She say I know because I go ahead.
I know because when I've gone to the booth and it was higher than the third, they said the cashier has blatantly told me, well, that's how it was generated out. I said, but it's calculated a little bit different. So when I went back and read it, it's in the fine print that way.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that if you drive a Mercedes-Benz or some other luxury vehicle, you're paying 4.2% versus
Anything over 20,000, you're paying 4.2%.
Oh, so if the car is over $20,000?
Yes, you're paying 4.2%.
Luxury tax.
But up to $20,000 is 33%.
Exactly. But the way that it's written, and this is Missouri, welcome to Missouri, y'all. The way it's written, it looks like everybody pays 33.3%, 1/3 of the tax of the value of the car. And that's not the truth.
So when it's time to renew your plates, it's the same percentage?
It's the same percentage.
So that's one of the things that you want to change. What would be the cost? Have you thought about the?
I've researched for the last year. I've researched and I've talked to civil engineers. There's 90,000 vehicles that travel Highway 70 daily.
I agree with that.
At $5 a toll for those vehicles, those big trucks and everybody that's coming through, that's about $725 a day. You do the math at 365 days.
You want to charge somebody $5 to come from where?
Anybody that crosses over Blue Springs between 70 and Winsville, where I'm projecting the toll to be. I'm asking legislation to vote citywide to place the toll. But the citizens would only pay $100 for a toll ticket. And if they never use the toll, it's a lifetime toll ticket. So they're saving because they're not paying thousands of dollars each year on property taxes. They're only paying for that one ticket. So it's a win-win situation for our citizens. It's a win-win situation for our government.
A person would be paying $5 every day, every time they cross it, or every time they...
The big truckers, all the people that travel through that toll would be paying $5 to go through the toll, $5 to go back through the toll.
So 5 times, let's say I work 5 days a week, that's $25 a week, looking at about $100 a month, that's about $1,200 a year.
But that's
if I
not
work
Missouri
5 days a
citizens
week.
that's paying that.
Okay.
That's not Missouri citizens that's driving that's paying that. Remember, they have the $100 ticket that's a lifetime ticket.
That's if you buy it. Or they give you a lifetime ticket.
That's what I'm saying, sir. That's my projection. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna give a lifetime ticket.
Give a lifetime
Everybody
ticket.
gets $100
Everybody gets $100
in Missouri.
in Missouri.
Missouri
That's
resident.
registered. That has registered vehicles.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking them to put into legislation and let it be a statewide vote versus keep taxing the people for a car over and over every year.
So it would basically be paid by non-Missouri residents. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying?
Correctly. There's big trucks
And
coming.
they really, really tax you with those tolls, because when I went to New York, I got lost. So when I got lost, I was like going back and forth through the tolls, back and forth through the tolls, and I really didn't know how to work them. So by the time I got home, I could have got an airline ticket, literally, because you know what I mean. The toll was so high.
Mhm.
But my GPS wasn't working, so I'm back and forth. So we could really rack up the money on this one. And if you don't pay the toll, it triples. So really, Missouri would be in a grand state economically.
Yes, economically, it will fix the roads, pay obligation bonds. The citizens won't have property tax on their vehicle, so it would be an up thing for our state and our economy, versus keep taxing our people and keep suing them or putting extra interest on them or not giving them license plates or can't get their driver's license, because this is not hurting the people that's middle class and rich. It's hurting our low income people and people that
It's hurting middle class too. Some of us are living check to check. Just gotta be real.
can't afford it.
It's
Well, what are your thoughts about the gasoline tax?
I had to take my breath on that one, Mr. Bosley. I think it's full of crap as well, but that's because on the environmental tip, they need to get fossil fuel out of oil, coal, and gas. That's a whole nother show and a whole nother subject, but that's a part of what I'm running on. Our state is environmentally in danger. Our environmental rights are under attack. We have issues big time with them raising the cost of oil and gas. And if we allow them to bring in companies like the crypto plants here, that
What?
cryptocurrency plants that they want to build here, like they did in Arkansas, that's going to make a big bunch of noise, and they're not going to go put that by their gated community houses. They're going to come try to put that in an impoverished area, and it's going to make a lot of noise. It's going to run 24/7, and it's going to suck up a lot of energy off of our grid. And when it does that, it's going to increase the citizens' electric bill, because they're going to give them a big break on their electric bill, but they're going to rocket ours. And I am opposing that. It's not going to be good for our state. And not only that, it's not going to bring money into our state, because it's going to be computerized, ran. So it's not going to bring very many jobs. It doesn't take that many people to run a computer to operate a plant that's running like that.
So just take a minute to share with us, what is the role of the lieutenant governor exactly?
The lieutenant governor handles economic development. He serves on one of those boards that oversees economic development. So most of our economic development, if you look at what's going on in the state right now, is centered around central Missouri. And we have a big old barge sitting in the Mississippi that was drained out to make it eco-friendly, so that they can get more soybean and more corn out and stuff like that, to let bigger barges come through. And it's kind of at a standstill right now. We want to develop Missouri to where Missouri will bring more eco-friendly businesses here, to where people will want to come here to live. Better tourism's here. One of the things I'm thinking about, and I've been researching, is getting the passport people to come here. They're looking to place another passport.
The post office?
The United States passport people are looking to place locations right there. They have 3 slots they want to place. St. Louis would be a perfect place for them because we're in the middle of everything.
But you have to make out your application through the post office, right?
You can make the application through the post office, but you would actually go to like if you went to Chicago to get your passport, you would have a location here to do that. That would bring jobs.
Yes.
That would bring federal parochial retirement here. So I'm looking into things like that. I'm looking into seeing if we can get another hub to come back here and bring our airport back alive. We need more electric bicycles here. We need more electric buses here. We need more eco-friendly schools. The new build should be all eco-friendly, safe environments for our children with the security smart system inside.
So we just have 1 minute left, so we go back into the next segment. We definitely want to give you 3 minutes to talk about, donations and volunteers and what you need to get your campaign up. It's already up and running, but to continue the journey. Mayor Bosley.
All right. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show.
And
keep it on lock. We'll be right back.
quit playing. Oh!
All right.
Bridge the gap in legislation correctly, and try to get the best for all of the people, all human beings. You guys are not a status quo. You're not an object, and you're definitely not a dollar sign. You're human beings with rights, and that's why I'm running for lieutenant governor, so that I can be that voice for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. We will be going back in when Mayor is ready. That sounds so good. Y'all mics are mic'd up really well. Hey, the new real STL News. All right.
All right, coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show. We got some very interesting guests in the studio with us today. This lady's running for lieutenant governor for the state of Missouri. And she wants it. She's knowledgeable.
Yes.
Yeah, she's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Now, in your capacity as lieutenant governor, though, state of Missouri has a lot of boards and commissions. And one of the commissions that is really important is the Missouri Housing Development Commission. And the lieutenant governor sits on that.
Correct.
All right.
Just
So
like
have you had any thoughts as to what you might do if you send
Yes, sir.
to the
Missouri
lieutenant
should,
governor's position?
sure. Missouri should not have any homeless people. We have enough grant money to build housing to house our people. The other thing is we need to reform the welfare system to bring the fathers back in the houses so that they can apply for the benefits and take programs to where they can be the head of their houses. The family unit is divided. We want to bring the family unit back together. We have prisoners transitioning from the penitentiary that are disabled. I have housed some. I have housed homeless people out of my own pocket. I have housed disabled, incarcerated people that POs and hospitals refer to me. We want somewhere for them to go because right now people are not taking them in. They look at their records and say, well, they don't have any credit, they don't have any money, they can't work anywhere because of their record. Most of them can't get food stamps, and they barely can get the medical benefits to take care of them. So we want to make transitional housing for those people coming back. We want to give them that fresh start.
All right.
Okay.
So now, how do you feel, or how do you believe that you would be able to win? I mean, it's a big state. Where are you from?
I'm a 20-year Missourian now, but I'm originally from the state of Louisiana, born and bred.
Okay.
But I've been in Missouri 20 years, and I've been on the ground working as a human rights consultant and an activist here in Missouri for 20 years. As I stated, I fed the homeless, I clothed the homeless, I placed the homeless, all out of my pocket, not out of grant money. I've done the same with ex-offenders and safe housing for women. I've helped bury victims of police brutality. I did the safe housing, I did the ex-offenders, I did the homeless. I've helped the elderly with seasonal medications that could not get pre-authorization from physicians. So this is just a step up to where I can help more people. This is the way I look at it, because the people need help. The people have living in oppressed states too long. The people are perplexed here. The people are beginning to be depressed because of the situations around them. And people, our preemblem was not designed that way. Our preemblem was designed that people could live in the freedoms and be thankful for the blessings that God gave to them. And the GOPD and mega extreme Republicans have made that very difficult for low income, for elderly, for they're even trying to put luxury tax on medically needed items like sanitary napkins and deodorants and Pampers and Depends for your older people, which are medically needed supplies, and that's just not fair. And we have to fight back. We have to make a stand. We have to put bills in place, and it's going to take all of us. I need you guys to vote on August 6th, because it's going to take all of us to make a difference. Just me by myself cannot make the difference without your voices and without your votes.
Now, you don't have to mention any other candidate's name, but are there other Democrats that are running in this race?
In the primary.
One person
Other than you.
other than me.
Okay.
Wow.
And I'm going to win it.
All right.
All right.
I like your attitude.
Okay.
Now, you know, basically, in order to win in Missouri, you got to pretty much carry 5 areas.
Correct.
Is that Jefferson County,
Correct.
St. Louis City,
Correct.
St. Louis County,
Correct.
Kansas City,
Correct.
and Jackson County.
Yes, sir.
So now you have organizations and campaign workers, or you placing them in
My
those?
campaign worker his name is Mitch, and he's out of St. Louis. He's a phenomenal person.
Is that your campaign manager?
My campaign manager, and he has helped a lot of people get elected.
Who is this now?
His name is Mitch,
You
and
got a last name?
yeah, I can't pronounce it. I've been calling him Mitch so long.
Okay, well, that's all right. We can come back to that.
So he is very abreast and connected. And he's getting me into a lot of places and a lot of PAC meetings and applications. And I'm also talking to the caucus and the women's groups and
You're going to be able to tap into some of that black girl magic, can't you?
and yes sir, because you know, like I said, it's going to take all of us to make this happen, and I need the money to make it happen as well. But more than the money, I need the votes, and we have the numbers with the votes.
So what are you doing about ensuring that, because I'm really big on voter registration and making sure, I know that we have people that are already registered, and definitely want them come to the polls. But like Stacey Abrams, when she went out and she was able to get, are you focusing on any of that?
I'm on the ground. I walk in the morning. I pick areas and I go door to door. I'm in the nursing homes. I'm in the churches. Sometimes my hair is up in a messy bun and I'm on the scooter. I'm in the grocery stores. I'm on the Metro Link. I'm talking to everybody. I'm the people's person.
You have any literature?
Not with me.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
I will say this, keep doing the work, you know, and make sure you give the information for those that are listening this morning. You need volunteers, the donation link, and what that look like, and who do they contact if they need to get in touch with you.
And I have a PR person, Chantel, and they can contact her, and they can contact her through the people's person, sias@gmail.com, and they can
Spell Sias for us.
SYES.
Size.
Mm-hmm.
The people's person size.
Correct.
Size.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
they
like a shirt size.
correct. And they can contact us at 314-906-3194. 314-906-3194. That's the campaign number. We have a campaign office in Ferguson on Church, and we have one on Lindo. So look for our
Are you in the same building with Senator Carter May?
No, I'm down the street in a professional building.
Okay.
You can look for us on Facebook, The People's Person Sias. You can look for us on the website. I think it's GoDaddy, but
Is
I
that
think they're
your
fixing
slogan,
it.
the people's person?
Yes, I think they're going to change that website to just The People's Person, but right now I think it's at GoDaddy or something like that.
Okay.
I think the marketing people is changing it, but for now,
Facebook?
not Facebook, the website.
No, I'm saying, do you have Facebook?
Facebook is The People's Person Sias as well.
Okay. And spell Sias again for us?
SYES.
Okay.
If somebody want to contribute to your campaign, how would they do that?
They contribute us through Act Blue, The People's Person Size again, Cash App, the $, The People's Person Size, Central Bank. Now I got to put my glasses on for that one.
Absolutely.
You can go to any central bank and ask for the account for the People's Person Size, and we will give you at the end of this show all of the rest of the information.
Awesome. Volunteers.
We are needing volunteers, and the volunteers needs to contact us through the phone number 314-906-3194 or through the email thepeoplespersonsias@gmail.com. We're really looking for you, Generation X and Z and Millennials. We need you.
All right.
What generation am I in?
You don't want me to answer that, do
Yes,
you?
I do.
John Bowman number. Would you
You
text
sound
me
really
to
don't
call
want you to
in?
answer.
Because I'm on my thing over here. Okay. I can't even text you the number.
I got his number. I text it. I give it to him.
You gonna text Bowman? Okay.
No, I'm gonna let you text.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, well, there it is. So we do, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys for having me. I
I
really
will say-
enjoyed this.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm going to say this because you mentioned aviation. So last week we did a show
322.
with minorities in aviation. And we talked about the youth having access to, what is it called? Smart Field out in St. Charles, where they could go out, get in an airplane and fly. And I can't show y'all this morning, but Mary, I will send you the information. I said I was going to go, and I went. They have one day a year. EAA, it's an organization that one of their missions is to get more people into aviation, and especially minorities and women. And so they have this one day free that you as an adult can go out and get in the airplane. Now I was told I was going to go up in the airplane with the pilot, and I could turn left and I could turn right. Well, they gave us this whole orientation. I go out and I'm ready to jump in a plane. He like, wait a minute. We got to check the plane out. You can't just get in a plane and go.
Right.
You know, we got to check. So we checking the back, and we checking the wings, we checking the tires, this whole wraparound check. We get in, and I'm expecting him to take the flight up. So he was like, well, I want you to learn how to work they call it a rudder, the pedals. So he has a set, I have a set, and then there is a yoke, which is a steering wheel. And now with the car, you drive with 2 hands and 1 foot. With the plane, you drive with 1 hand and 2 feet. Okay.
One hand.
1 hand. So I kept throwing my hand on both on the yoke. I'm on both sides. Hold on to this fight today. Well, let me tell you. By the time I got down, he was like, push this, pull that, do this, and I'm doing everything he's telling me to do, and I'm working the pedals or whatever, going left, right. Next thing I know, he said, well, pull that little lever out and pull it out a little bit more, and the plane go a little faster. Next thing I know, guys, we're up in the air. We're up in the air. I'm rolling down the runway.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You took off.
I took off.
Hold
I
on.
took
Hold
off.
on. Wait a minute. Hold the phone.
Was the
You
landing
took off.
one?
I thought I was gonna like go
You
left.
pulled the yoke as it was running down the runway. You pulled the yoke up.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'm in we're up, and we went up and we saw St. Charles, somebody Augie Bush's place. We rode around and did all this great information, right? And we seen all these great places or whatever. And then it was
Did you all
time.
come by my house?
We did not. I wanted to come to the city. I was like, where is Kinloch? Because that's where I'm from, which is
Yeah.
what made me want to
Well, if
fly.
you found the airport, you'd find Kinloch.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
But so the airport was Smart Field in St.
Right,
Charles.
Right.
No.
And so it was about a
Oh, you
40-minute.
stayed in that area.
Yes, we
Okay.
stayed together. So we spent maybe about 30 minutes or whatever in this, just flying around that area. So I seen quite a bit.
That was nice.
And there was another guy out there flying, and he was like keeping his eye on that. Like, you have to look to the left and look to the right. I only went on my phone for like maybe 10 seconds because I know sometimes we drive and text and we take a phone call. I did not feel comfortable like that, like 5,000-6,000 feet in the air. So I just did like a quick video, threw my phone down or whatever. It was so cool. I was so relaxed. But at one point, I ain't gonna even lie.
Did you land?
I landed. I
You
grabbed
landed
the pilot's
plane.
seat. Listen, he didn't.
Come on now.
He didn't tell me that I was going to be doing all of that because I probably wouldn't
That
have
was the
went.
objective.
Right.
You have to go
He
up
told
and
me
come
in
down.
the sky you would turn left, you would turn right. No, when we get ready to come down, he's telling me, okay,
NAACP.
I learned how to
That's it.
work the router. So I learned how to turn left with the plane and learn right. So I went and I turned that plane around and looped it back in, right? And then we're going down and he was like, take your finger. And when I was doing what he was telling me to do, I didn't bring whatever this little thing down enough. So he took my finger and he rolled it all the way down. And then the plane started descending. And he said, this plane is yours. I'm like, wait a minute. No. So
And you
when
landed it.
I got the images on my phone. I'll send them. And I landed that plane and it came in and you hear this whistle.
Smoothly?
Yes, this
No.
whistle. Huh? Oh, and so we do have Brother John on the phone this morning. I'll say this and we're going to bring Brother John in. You hear a whistle when the plane lands smoothly. Woo! And I had the perfect whistle. Brother John, thank you for joining us this morning. This is President John Bowman of the NAACP St. Louis County on the phone.
Good morning. Thank you, Sister Felicia.
Good
It's a
morning.
pleasure to be with you.
Yes. So we're just going to pivot a little bit because we were talking earlier to Sandrea Cogio, and she was sharing with us her how she was so successful in school, but she was met with haters, right? Bullies is what we call it. And this, we got some great information earlier this week. You want to share with us that there are no charges being brought up against the 15-year-old after
we
being
just
bullied.
found out- we just found out today that the judge is going to keep the 15-year-old's case in the juvenile courts. And that was the recommendation. The last time we were in the courts with her, the juvenile officer earlier this month kind of recognized that Jane, who was 16 years old, had been a serial bully who tormented her attacker. So the judge, on the recommendations of the juvenile officer, and we're very pleased to report that in this unfortunate situation, that this case will remain in the juvenile system.
Okay, well that's good news. I'm glad that it's staying in the juvenile courts. My question though is, at what point, we were talking earlier, at what point will we as a society say that if I'm the victim and I didn't lead up to this situation, that we not penalize the victim for being a victim? How does that work? We do it in the school system. If two people have a fight in a school, right, and you run up on one student, even if I don't initiate that, I get suspended just because I was involved in a fight. And this didn't happen on school property. So I clap it up that they're not going to charge her as an adult. But we have a system to fix.
Was it on school
Yeah.
property?
It was not on school
Oh, right,
property.
right.
It's not just the school system. It's in employment. It's across any area. If you have a situation on your job, even though you didn't start it, more than likely both people involved are going to get fired. You know, I'm not saying that is justice as we like for it to be, but more importantly, I think we got to continue to send a stronger message out to our children. You know, at the drop of a dime, your whole life can be changed. So being able to regulate yourself is going to be extremely important. I know everyone has a right to defend themselves, and bullying, and I got to tell you, surprisingly, I received more calls from black parents complaining about their kids being bullied by white kids. And so there's a climate that has generated an emboldened behavior by some children, and I blame it directly on their parents, because if the parent wouldn't send out the wrong message to this kid, she wouldn't go to school thinking she's there to be bullying people. She'd be there to pick up a book and learn something.
So, and what role do you think mom and dad should play? You know?
Well, the young lady who is being charged, her parents they have done everything a parent can do. This is a job. This child stays at home. She's not in the streets. She's 8 students, speaks several languages, plays in a band, plays sports. I mean, she is everything you can hope your child will be at that age. But on the other side of the coin, the parent who child is doing the bullying either needs to get some counseling, or the parent has got to really be a lot more focused and a lot more attention to that child. Because obviously she's not getting enough love. Something's missing.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, you know, bringing violence to school instead of just bringing your butt there and going to work and learn something. Yeah, there's something missing.
Something is missing. And on that note, we're going to take a break. We're not going to be missing, but we are going to go on commercial break, guys. And we're going to come back and finish this discussion. Mayor Bosley.
You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show.
And
we'll be right back. Keep it on lock.
Quit playing. Oh!
All right, we're going to go right back in.
Yes. Now, this is what segment is this cut?
This is our last 12.
The 12? Okay.
So one of the things I'm projecting,
So,
one of the things I'm projecting in that is making a zero tolerance policy in the schools where parents take more responsibility for undisciplined
They
children.
already doing
My
that.
mother.
But they're not finding
Oh,
them.
it's not a zero tolerance because they try.
And they're not finding them. Make them pay about $250. They'll keep
what's what I'm saying?
your kids in check.
It's my birthday. I'm going to get all my information. Cuddy, when you ready,
You
I'm going to see
got,
if I can do
you
this.
got to stand your ground.
Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, St. Louis. You're listening to the Freeman Bosley Jr. Show. Well, we've had an interesting conversation and discussion going on here. We've got the people's person, Sias, in the studio. Huh?
Yes.
How about that?
Vote,
She's
vote,
running for
vote.
lieutenant governor. The election is August the 6th. That's the primary. You got to get ready. You got to get ready. She needs your vote.
Yes.
And we've got Mr. John Bowman, president of the St. Louis County NAACP, on the phone with us.
On it.
Yes.
My brother.
Hey, hey, Mayor, I want to add a few important days on that list for
Come
her.
on, tell us about Congressman Crockett.
Oh, you can ready to talk about the
Tell us
bleach blonde,
about
bad built, but
Which body? Oh!
you can ready to talk about that dog?
Well, we're going to talk about the bees, and I'm not talking about the Better Business Bureau.
But Better Business Bureau, that's 3 B's. We got 5. Looks like 6.
6 of them.
Blonde,
6.
bad body, built.
Butch body, I don't know.
That's the
Bleach blonde, bad